Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about the first of the two Monday Night Football games. And the Detroit Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 24-9 reaction. A very impressive performance by the Detroit defense, especially that defensive line, man. Felt like they were going after Baker Mayfield every single play. Like, I know they didn't have Luke Gadecki, but Aiden Hutchinson was just feasting on that offensive line. Just that whole defensive front was just cooking. Tonight, definitely Baker Mayfield's worst game of the season. It felt like every single time he threw it 20-plus yards down the field, it was just too high. He was throwing it just too high for his receivers to go up and get. He had his worst game of the season. They didn't really run the ball much. They threw the ball 50 times. Well, you gotta figure in the second half they would because they were down. But Mike Evans went down, man. Concussion, shoulder. But man, we just got some news. They're concerned. He suffered a broken clavicle, a broken collarbone, clavicle, and he'll be out for the season. And it just sucks, man. And with the news of this, his historic streak of 11 straight seasons with 1,000-plus receiving yards will come to an end. It might have been close to see if he got there, but it just kind of sucks as well, man, because I just wanted to see this four receiving corps healthy. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Mike Boka, and we're just not going to see it this year, man. Now, Chris Godwin was already out for this game, then Mike Evans goes down, and Boka, I felt like was open most of the game. It's just Baker Mayfield kept throwing it too high. But the Detroit defense, you got to give credit. Their secondary was great. They played tough up on the receivers, and their defensive line was facing. But Jared Goff played a solid game. Besides that one interception before halftime, they got the Bucs a little momentum. Then they scored a touchdown at a halftime, made it 14-9. That was as close as the game ever was again. It was the last time the Bucs scored. Jahmyr Gibbs had a huge game. The Lions didn't play perfect football offensively, but they played good enough where Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 touchdowns in this one. Jared Goff threw a touchdown to Amon-Ra at the start of the game. But Jahmyr Gibbs was fantastic. Jared Goff was okay tonight. Didn't have to do too much because his defense was phenomenal and they ran the ball good with Jahmyr Gibbs. Like every time he touched the ball, there was a big game. But yeah, let's go over the stat sheet here. I'm going to talk about Baker Mayfield first because I don't really have too much to say on Jared Goff. I just thought he played an okay game. Nothing too flashy. Now, he started off the game good, and after that, it was kind of just mostly the Jahmyr Gibbs shield. But Baker Mayfield, 28 of 50, 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. By far his worst game of the season tonight. It's kind of stuff I haven't seen from Baker Mayfield this year, man. He's just kept overthrowing receivers. He just kept throwing the ball too high to where they couldn't get him. He overthrew a touchdown to Taj Johnson. Taj Johnson's only like 5'10". It's not like he's 6 feet tall. But Baker Mayfield, there was too many get back on track plays behind the sticks. The offense, I thought the O-line played well in the first half, but it was tough stopping pressure whenever the Bucs had to drop back so much in the second half, and then they just feasted on that offensive line. But they generated 4 sacks, that Lions defense did, 2 takeaways, and 12 pass deflections against Baker. So you gotta give him credit. And I don't think he played his way out of an MVP tonight. But it was the Lions secondary with 0 starters playing. But I'm also going to give credit to the starters and not just showing Baker Mayfield like probably Twitter will for just his worst game of the season. He didn't play looking like an MVP front runner tonight, but I'm not going to shit on Baker Mayfield because quarterbacks are going to have bad games. Does it suck it was against the Lions and they didn't have any starters playing? What, in that secondary? Yes, but I'm not going to say, he played his way out of being a possible MVP this season. The overreactions to nationally televised games are one of the worst parts of social media. Baker Mayfield did go 0 for 7 on throws of 20 or more yards tonight. All of them are open. He just kept missing them. Those are throws you normally don't see him miss this year. And people are like, just reminder, similar performance from that quarterback, or that quarterback would eliminate them from good QB consideration. Just why do people have to overreact? That's why I hate sports with Twitter. Overreacts to one bad game. Just give the Lions their credit defensively. I mean, my God. I don't know why that's so hard to do. Baker Mayfield didn't play like shit. He couldn't do anything right tonight, but still. 28 of 50, 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It just felt like the only throws he could complete were short throws, because every time he threw about 15, 20 yards, it was just too high. But yeah, I'm acknowledging he didn't play great, but he's still a damn good quarterback, and is still going to be an MVP candidate this season. You're not going to see this many bad games out of Baker Mayfield. I'm just going to give the Lions defensive back credit, because defensive backs, because these guys ain't starters, and they stepped up tonight. Played pretty damn good on those receivers. And the defensive line made it tough on Baker Mayfield, deflecting passes as well. They were all over the field. Baker's still really damn good. Tonight just wasn't his night. And shit, it happens. Jared Goff, 20 of 29, 241, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Threw a bad interception for halftime, but other than that, I thought he was just fine tonight. If there wasn't anything like flashy, sometimes it happens in these type of games with Jared Goff. Well, he don't play the most flashy, but he can be a good game manager at times, but he can have big games as well. But Jahmyr Gibbs was the star of the night. 17 runs, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8.0 yards per carry, 218 yards for Sonic tonight here, 3 catches, 82 yards as well. He had a fantastic game. He's produced 8 career games with 2+ rushing touchdowns. And he reached a top speed of 22 miles per hour on that touchdown run. So, 218 total yards on 20 touches. You felt like this was coming. He hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but you felt this was coming, man. You felt like he was going to have a good game, and it happened. Amon-Ra. 6 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Brock Wright, 3 catches, 23 yards. Montgomery, 2 catches, 18 yards. Raymond, 3 catches, 17 yards. And Laporta, 3 catches for 15 yards. Now let's go over the defense here, who was phenomenal tonight. Millett had a nice interception where he just straight up took the ball away from Cade Otton. Jack Campbell had a sack. 1 sack from Barnes, from Barney. Wheat had half a sack from Muhammad. So they were getting to Baker Mayfield that felt like that whole second half, besides that first possession of the second half. They got to him all night. Bates, 1 for 2 on field goals, made a 58-yarder where he doinked it in, kind of got lucky there. But the Lions improved to 5-2. The Bucs dropped to 5-2. Let's get to their rushing game. Not really much. Rashad White, 10 runs, 38 yards, 3.8 carry. Didn't run the ball a lot. Tucker, 1 run for 4 yards. Teddy Bridgewater had -1 yards. I didn't know. I don't even know why he was it. I must have missed something. And Rashad White, 4 catches, 6 yards, and Tucker, 1 catch for 2 yards. Receiving, Cade Otton, 7 catches, 65 yards. Also, Mike Evans went down with an injury. And you already don't have Chris Godwin. Cade Otton was really the main target tonight. But the Bucs just didn't deserve to win. I mean, hats off to Campbell and what his defense did tonight. But these referees just makes shit so confusing for no reason. Where I've never heard after a play stands and after a second look, like why just make shit so confusing? He was obviously short of a first down, and they're like, ooh, a fumble, and I don't know, man, it's so confusing. Egbuka, 4 catches, 58 yards. It's a good thing they drafted Mika Egbuka and Tez Johnson with Mike Evans out. I mean, Egbuka got 12 targets. I feel like most of those just missed throws. Shepard, 7 catches, 25 yards, and Miller, 1 catch for 14 yards. Defensively, 1 sack from Dabby. Nelson had a sack, 1 from Smith, 1 from Dennis. Even the Detroit Lions offensive line didn't really play that well. 4 sacks from Tampa Bay's defense. They had 1 interception from Dean. 1 for 1 on field goals from McLaughlin. They dropped to 5-2, go quarter by quarter. Detroit had 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, and then 3 in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay had 0 in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter, 6 in the third quarter, and none in the fourth quarter. 24-9, Detroit gets the win. Let's go over team stats here. 379 total yards by the Detroit offense. About 210 of that was from Jahmyr Gibbs. They had 215 passing, 164 rushing, 5.8 yards per play. 17 first down, 3 for 13 on third down, 1 for 2 on fourth down, 65 total plays, 4 sacks allowed, 5 punts, 6 penalties, 1 fumble, 1 interception, 31 minutes time of possession. The Bucks 251 total, 210 rushing, only 210 passing, 41 rushing, 3.8 yards per play, 15 first downs, 4 for 16 on third down, 66 total plays, 4 sacks allowed, 6 punts, 6 penalties, 1 fumble, 1 interception, 28 minutes of time of possession. So 24-9, Lions get the win here. A dominant performance by their defense. They have won 5 straight games on Monday Night Football, actually. But yeah, man, a big game from Jahmyr Gibbs, 218 total yards for Sonic. But Jahmyr Gibbs, dominant, and the defense was great. Jack Campbell has also been starting to become a star, also in this defense. They really should have blown that game open, and they kind of didn't put their best offensively besides Jahmyr Gibbs. But yeah, 24-9, Lions win. First game, first of this doubleheader. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.